better than us? Nobody!
Want to focus on the things that have made us good all year long, an intensity that they can't match. And the other thing is the ultimate disrespect is when somebody takes what's yours. And this is our game, so that makes it personal. Dominate on three. 1, 2, 3, dominate.
I need 60 minutes. 60 minutes of me! You got it. 60 minutes, no business, no mercy! Nothing but stop, bubble! You got me! We're gonna ring the bell! We're gonna ring that championship bell! Ding, motherfucking dog!
Ball is on Mitch Jeter's leg. Good snap, good hold, kick on its way, and the kick is good! Yes! Mitch Jeter, with 7 seconds left, gives the Irish a lead, 27-24. Notre Dame is on the precipice.
Notre Dame has won the Orange Bowl. 3rd and 16, Mahomes rolling out. Looking, firing, intercepted, picked up by Cooper DeJean, gets a block, DeJean is in, touchdown!
The Philadelphia Eagles have won Super Bowl 59. They have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs.
And now, welcome everyone to the Huddle Up Podcast.
You are looking live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, Huddle Up Podcast. We are back. It is time for a new season. We have made it through the summer, the spring and summer, and we are back. We are glad to be with you. Hope you are following along with us live on podcasts, on YouTube, wherever you are with us. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, follow button. You can get us on YouTube at Huddle Up Podcast. We are on Facebook, Blue Sky, TikTok, at Huddle Up Podcast as well. Instagram is at Huddle Up Podcast Inc. We are on Twitch at Huddle Up Inc. We would certainly appreciate a follow, a subscribe there wherever you are. You can also get our merchandise over on our TeePublic store. You can get that link on all of our social channels in the link tree as well, which is where you can get connected to everything Huddle Up related. So just hit the link trees there. Would certainly appreciate that. So we are starting off light on the new season, just Sean and I, as we had closed out the off-season program with just the two of us as well. Mike will be with us periodically throughout the year. EJ, Kyle, Matt, they'll be filling in from time to time as well. So it's going to be a little bit of a different look as the season starts, as Devin checks in with us. And yeah, if you are with us live, we would certainly appreciate you interacting in the comments and interact with us throughout the year on social media as well. Certainly would appreciate that. But yeah, just me and Sean, the brothers too, to start the year. Sean, how we doing tonight?
Well, you know, it's football season, so can't complain now. We're officially in it, past week 0. And, you know, no, I see what's up, EJ. We'll let you know.
Well, EJ's here. EJ's here. Well, I think he's if the soundboard's going to cooperate, I think we have something from EJ
nice.
Here.
Nice. Well, that's great. But anyway, good to be here.
I know that. Bring the in comb, but.
So EJ with us, firing
there
in
he is. Just
from the word go here.
Business as usual for EJ.
So EJ locked in with us, whether he's with us
as
or not.
Coherent as ever. Way to go, EJ.
That's the most intelligible thing he has said in years on this program. Actually,
long time.
I know that. Bring the in comb, but.
I agree, bud.
That might be my favorite.
It's really good. It's really good. But follow along with this. We do have a college football show. Now, Sean, I don't want to correct you too many times, but there's no such thing as week 0 with the Huddle Up podcast. It is week 1A. We are moving towards week 1B because there is no such thing as week 0. If there's a week 0, you're not actually playing games. So I don't know what this thing they pretend to wield out every year, but let's jump in though. Each year as we get into the college football slate, there's always some changes, whether it's rule changes, team changes, conference changes. The thing we've learned, especially over the past couple of years, is everything changes in college football from year to year. So we want to highlight a couple of those things. I'm not going to get super crazy with it, but want to highlight some things. 2 schools are playing their first FBS season in 2025, Delaware and Missouri State joining FBS. Delaware coming from the Coastal Athletic Association and Missouri State from the Missouri Valley Conference. They are both in Conference USA. One formerly independent school, UMass, rejoined the Mid-American Conference in 2025. So for everybody mad at Notre Dame for no longer being independent or for continuing to be independent, there's still hope because teams are moving from independence to conferences. But I wouldn't hold your breath on Notre Dame, especially in light of some of the new things with the SEC moving to a 9-game schedule. Actually helps Notre Dame's independence, much to
Yes, it does.
some chagrin to some folks. This year will be the last for 8 FBS teams in their current conferences. Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, and Utah State will be playing their last year in the Mountain West. They'll be moving to the Pac-12 next year. Texas State will be moving from the Sun Belt to the Pac-12 next year. And then Northern Illinois, there's that pesky team again, will be moving from the MAC this year to Mountain West next year. UTEP will be spending their last year in Conference USA. They'll be moving to the Mountain West in 2026. And just a couple of rule changes. I'm sure the TV networks will remind you of these things every time that they come up in gameplay. But starting with the third overtime period, teams will only be permitted 1 timeout to use until the game is concluded. Previously, teams were allowed a timeout for each overtime period, which included those 2-point attempts. I love this rule because as we saw a few times last year when you got into the third plus overtimes, and you're moving to just 2-point conversion attempts, teams started using timeouts, and it made a long situation much longer. So I'm glad to see this one implemented. If you're just running 2-point conversion plays, I don't think you really need to have timeouts.
So all they did was eliminate the timeouts during 2-point conversions. Is that what they did?
Well, yeah, so starting with the third overtime and beyond, you don't run like normal plays anymore. It's just like a 2-point conversion play, and if both teams score, both teams miss, you move on. If only one scores, then the game's over. So yeah, no timeouts there. Once a decision is made on instant replay reviews, the referee will only use the terms overturned and upheld. The terms confirmed or stands will no longer be used. So just a little bit of verbiage there. Because I guess
there's no differentiation now between like, oh, well, they saw something
correct
to confirm it. Either way, whether they saw something or couldn't see something otherwise, they're just going to say stands.
Yeah, it's either upheld or it's overturned. So, now granted, we watch with our eyes. I'm sure broadcasters will do it. They'll connect the dots. Oh, this would have been stands previously or whatever, but yeah, it's
oh yeah, they're gonna get their 2 cents.
It's a simplification of verbiage. All right, 2 more rules here. Contact to an offensive player in a passing posture is now considered roughing the passer. So the protection of the quarterback seems to be growing in college football. We'll see how that is executed. And then this is a big one. This coming off of the heels of last year's Ohio State-Oregon game. After the 2-minute timeout, which is in, of course, the second and fourth quarters, teams called for having 12 or more players participating in a down will be penalized 5 yards, and the offense would have the option to reset the game clock to the time at the start of the play. If the 12th or more players were running, it is. If the 12th or more players were running off the field and had no influence on the play, the yardage penalty would apply, but no clock reset would be available. Because remember, there was 12 men on the field for Ohio State, if memory serves, and it impacted the end of that game. So that one, probably not going to see it utilized too much, but when it does, the broadcasting teams will be on top of letting us know about it.
Or they won't, and it'll make for good TV.
Or that. I guess
always a possibility.
I guess it all just depends on which broadcasting crew you have. If it's like Ross Tucker and the Brain Dead Sports Bros, you probably won't get a lot of description. If it is like Fowler and Herb Street, as much as I don't like them, they'll probably be a good descriptor there. So, nothing overly major from last season to this season, but always like to highlight just a few things as we get the new year underway. So we are going to move into something we started doing this, I think, just last year, and it's looking at the preseason AP top 15, and what the win total over-unders are going to look like for the year. We have the top 25 and others receiving votes on the screen. We're not going to do all 25 teams, but if you need a reminder on what the AP top 25 looks like, you can see it there. A bunch of teams receiving votes. Those ones always will get into play as teams start to shake out from the bottom. But we will start, Sean, at number 15, the Florida Gators, the over-under, and these are set by DraftKings. Your over-under for the Florida Gators is 6.5. Are they going to do better or worse?
6.5, and they're ranked 15.
They are ranked 15th.
Like that just shows like all of these early matchups where it's like 1-5 and 3-9, and like they're just up here to be here.
Yeah.
Like you can't have a team and say this is the 15th best team in the country.
No.
And be like, also Vegas thinks they're only going to win 6 games.
Right.
Like that's idiotic. I get you play in the SEC, but Christ. All right. No, I'm going to take over on that. Obviously, you get a lot of coverage on them down here. It's always inflated, so they always sound way better than they are. But some of the stuff they're saying this year sounds pretty legit, and I think that they were close last year. If they tweaked a few things up like people are saying they did, there's no reason they can't win 7 or 8 at least.
Yeah, I think if memory serves, I think they won 8 last year. They came on strong towards the latter part of the season. Yeah. So, I think they're going to go over here. I don't think they're going to contend for an SEC title or anything like that, but I think they're going to be a better team than basically 500. So I will go over for the Florida Gators. Number 14, the Michigan Wolverines. 8.5, you're over under.
8.5. I'd love for them to challenge for the Big Ten. I think it's good when they do. Much to your wife's discontent, I'm going to take under. And my bold prediction is that they'll need Ohio State for their 9th.
Okay.
Get it.
Okay. So you're thinking in that kind of 8-4, 9-3 range.
I'm high on OSU. I think that's their only goal this year is to beat Michigan, and I think they're going to do it.
I mean, it certainly seems very important. If you talk to Ohio State fans, they definitely still don't like the fact that it's been over a handful of years. Actually, it's been more than a handful of years since they beat them. The last time they beat them was 2019, as they didn't play in 2020 in the COVID year. So I like Michigan over, and I'll hit the button here,
Marge,
for myself as everybody will listening will want me to hit that. I think that they're as they got towards the end of last year, an improved team as it played out, and they didn't have an offense. They're starting a freshman quarterback, highly recruited. Offense, defense should be clicking better theoretically than last year. Schedule looks to be a little bit easier to manage, so I like Michigan to go over the 8.5. Number 13, South Carolina Gamecocks, 7.5.
And that's a very fair number. This is the first one I've liked. because I also don't think they're the 13th best team in the country. Give me 8 wins. Give me over.
I will take a slight under. I think they overachieved at times last year.
I'm not worried about the schedule. I'm worried that they're just going to crumble.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think they overachieved last year. Going to be hard to live up to that. I think what I can't think of his first name, but Frank Beamer's son is doing there in South Carolina. It is improving that program, but there's going to be some growing pains. So I'm going to take them a slight under on that. Number 12, Illinois, another year under Brett Bielema. They are at 7.5 as well.
Under.
Man, now I haven't looked at the schedule, but Brett Bielema had that team playing competitively by the end of last year. I'm going to pull up the schedule real quick at a glance, because if they have one of the softer, Big Ten schedules, I feel like they're gonna be able to win.
All right, if you get to look at a schedule, then go ahead and see if there's any challenging games.
So in terms of preseason ranked, they play number 20 Indiana and number 3 Ohio State. The rest are unranked Big Ten teams. They're out of conference schedules: Western Illinois, Duke, and Western Michigan. I'm taking over on Illinois.
That sounds weaker than I thought it was going to be. Fine, I'll go with you. I'll go over.
Yeah, I feel like Illinois this year is going to be Indiana of last year.
It's going to be like what they were trying to run last year, but I'll take over on that number.
Yeah, I think they're going to be similar to Indiana from last year, even though we've kind of seen them coming a little bit more.
That feels right.
Number 11, Arizona State, 8.5.
Yeesh. Gosh, there's really nobody out there for them to play. Yeah, give me the over on that. I think they're going to push for a playoff spot again. They're going to probably win that conference. More on that later. And
yeah,
go ahead, give me the over on that. I'll take them.
Man, this is the battle of does the loss of Cam Scatterbo, is it going to impact that team? Was he really the team, or is the team the team? I'm going to say Scatterbo was the team. Give me the under on Arizona State. Number 10, hopefully getting their first loss of the year on Sunday. More on that later. With the Miami Hurricanes, the U, 9.5 wins.
Well, based on what you're going to hear a little bit later, I'm going to take an over on that one. I'm going to take a slight over.
Okay.
Hopefully not by much, and one of the marks on the helmet is golden color, but yeah, I'm going to take the over.
Yeah, I think they're going to learn from some of the mistakes of last year. They're going to be one of the better teams in the ACC. Take that for what it is, but I will take an over on Miami. Number 9, the man we know, and love, the LSU Tigers, 8.5 wins.
8.5. The trouble is, I'm going to take over here because I have them sneaking in. But the more I think about this conference, the more I think this is very unlikely to happen. Yeah, give me over. He's family. Let's let him have it.
Family. There's one guy that hopes they hit the over, because if they don't go over 8.5, he's going to be looking for a new job. Family. Let's be fair about that. Year 4, if you don't get into the playoff again this year, second year of the 12 team,
he's had a lot of slow starts too.
LSU has not won an opener since, I think they've lost 6 straight openers. Now, some of those obviously predate Brian Kelly, but 6 straight openers. I don't think they've won an opener since Joe Burrow's national title season, by the way.
I don't remember him winning one.
No. So, now, all of that said, and I hope
he loses week 1.
It's going to start getting loud real quick.
Start the bus.
It's going to get loud real quick, but
Family.
Brian, I'll give you the over. They'll get the 9 at least. More on that in a little bit. Number 8, Alabama, 9.5 wins.
Alabama.
Who's got it better than us? It's just tough. Like, okay, they have to play a handful of these teams. I assume they will play Texas this year. Let's see who they play. It's going to be close. They're either going to be 9.
So they open at Florida State.
Win.
So that's a win.
Florida State Seminole Vesicles?
That's them.
Then UL, Monroe, and Wisconsin. Then they get into the SEC slate. They play Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, and Oklahoma in a row.
Under. I don't even need to hear the rest.
All right, you're going under on Alabama.
Count. I don't think they're going to lose all those, but I think they're going to lose enough that, like, they catch another one on the chin late. They're going to be just under. I'll take just under.
I don't think Oklahoma is the 18th best team in the country. I don't think Tennessee is the 24th best team in the country. I think South Carolina is going to disappoint. It might be slight, but I'm going to give Alabama 10. I'm going to give them 10. I'll give them the over. Mike says, smell you later, other USC. Number 7, quack, quack, motherfucker. The Oregon Ducks, 10.5 wins.
That's a lot of wins.
A lot of
wins.
wins.
Games do they play? 15?
They hope so.
And this is regular season wins?
Regular season wins.
No. Under.
Under. Okay.
I'm going to take it just under. I quack, quack, all you want. I just think that there's just a lot of mediocre teams that are going to pretend they're great for.
I'm not going to pull up and look at every schedule, but I feel like Oregon, besides the Penn State game, I don't think they have one of the harder Big Ten schedules. I know Michigan and Oregon don't play, again, because I'm a homer, and I know Michigan's schedule.
Homer.
Or do they play Oregon? Actually, I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't learned my Michigan schedule this year. I'll go 10. I mean, it's 11 wins. No, I'm going to go slight under. I think they might go 10-2, but they're going to go slight. They're going to go slight. Devin says over. Devin's confident. Quack, quack, motherfucker.
If they get 11 wins, they're probably in the top 4 in the playoff.
Probably. Because that means they've beaten likely Penn State and maybe Ohio State. Again, I haven't looked at their schedule, but that's the level of research you get on Huddle Up Podcast, folks. All right, number 6.
Homer.
Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 10.5 wins.
10.5. Okay, these are all big numbers. I guess
so basically, Sean, basically what this number is asking is, do we win both of our first 2 games or not? If we're being honest about it.
And I say yes, over.
Yeah, don't look at what happened in week 2 last year.
No.
Please, that's last year. It's the past. We don't talk about Bruno. Yeah, give me the over. Give me the over. I'd say they win at least one of the first 2 and close out the deal. Number 5, the Georgia Bulldogs, 9.5 wins.
9.5. I have them over. I have Georgia over 9.
Yeah, I think Georgia's going to be really good. That team we beat in the Sugar Bowl is going to be really good. So I'll go over.
New wide receivers. They brought in some new line help. It's just reloading an NFL roster.
Yeah, absolutely. Devin has over on the Dogs as well.
Just get those defenders ready for Philadelphia, okay?
The only team that can stop Georgia is the Georgia State Police. Not sorry. Number 4, the Clemson Tigers, 9.5.
9.5. Well, I'm going to give them over. That's a low number for a team in the top 5, I think. So I think Vegas wants you to take over, which means they know something, and I should probably take under. But I'll give them 10 wins.
Well, and it feels like such a strange number because the ACC continues to be weak. But like Clemson slipped last year, Miami slipped last year. So I guess anything can happen. I'm going to go over. Even if they do slip up, I don't see them slipping up 3 times. Devin says under, though. Devin thinks the Fighting Dabos have some trouble. Number 3, the defending, gross, national champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes, 10.5.
Over.
I hate it. I'm not happy about it.
They're on the other side, where to hit 11, they're going to need Michigan, and they're going to get it.
Yeah. Well, in this house,
they may falter after that.
I was saying, in this house, we hope it's come into Ann Arbor at 11-0, and that's where the slip happens. That's
gotcha.
That's what we hope in this house. But I unfortunately will take an over, because even in that scenario, if they go undefeated, lose at Michigan, they would still hit the over. Number 2, don't know how they're here. Devin says fuck Ohio State, but over. Don't know how they're here. But number 2, Penn State.
No one's really sure. No one's sure.
Penn State, 10.5.
Your 2 best players were 2 of the most sought after NFL rookies. Yeah, presumably.
But they still have Drew Aller, though.
They do have him and a couple of running backs. And I know they always have speed on the outside. That's not.
But we have their running back coach now.
How about that? God, I'm still baffled by the 2. What's the number I'm actually picking against?
10.5.
It'll be 11-1 if they're over.
Yeah.
No. I can't. That's under, and it might be by a game and a half.
Yeah. I'm going to go under. They're probably going to win 10. I feel like Penn State is a perpetual 10-game winner because they're going to lose to Oregon.
I don't think they can't win 10.
Well, because I think they play. If memory,
I think they win. They're on pace for a natural 10 with the risk of a slip up is where I'm at. Because Franklin always has his wheel spinning game, and if you end up on the wrong side of it, then you're at 9.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's not worth betting on 10 on 11. That's for sure.
Yeah, and because I think they play Oregon and Ohio State. I think they're 2 biggest games, and we know what James Franklin does in big games. Whether it's all game, like we have seen against big teams in regular season before, or late in the game, like they did against Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl last year. It's always lurking out there, and it's going to lurk again. So yeah, give me the under there. Last one. The number 1 preseason AP team in the country, the Texas Longhorns, at the over-under on this, 9.5 wins.
Best number 1 ranked team in the country with a lower win projection than 3 of the teams.
4 of the teams. Then Penn State, Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Oregon at higher.
Well, I mean, that's an over for me. I mean, I have more on this later, but I have. All right. Thank you, Matthew McConaughey. Can always count on you.
That's right.
No, Texas, I have them just so high flying this year, and maybe I just believe some Manning hype, but no, there's no way they only win 9 games.
Yeah,
I just don't see it happening.
No, me neither. I think this is one of the easier overs.
They proved last year that they're a better defensive team than people thought they were, even against big teams. And I think they got even stronger.
Yeah, I think this is one of the easier overs on the board, and they've been a really good team. It's not a question of what does success look like, because I think success for the Texas Longhorns going into this season is actually getting to a national title. They've gotten to the semifinals 3 years in a row. So they are, everybody is Texas back. Texas is back. They're back. It's just is this going to be the year where they take the next step? We'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, I think over 9.5 wins. I think that is, you can practically lock that up at this point. It just that one's easy. Hit it again, Matthew McConaughey. All right. Yeah. So that is our over unders for the year, and now, Sean, we get into real football games.
How about that?
How about it? It has been too long. It has been, well, since the last time Notre Dame played that we had real college football games. Are you messing like with a wire or something? I think you're.
Am I bumping?
Yeah.
This stupid thing. I swear. Yeah. Well, my mic has a trigger.
Okay. All right.
Is it on? Are we good?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah,
I'm going to take my headphone wire the other way.
There you go. Yeah, as long as you don't.
I think they were interacting with each other.
As long as you don't touch it.
Well, I panicked. I thought it was a low wire. There was a kitten hitting things.
Ah, gotcha. As long as you don't touch it, it's okay.
That's what she said.
All right.
That goes for a lot of things that I do.
Sure.
Yeah. If you don't touch it, it's all right.
Yeah. Just that's the general. That's the general rule. It's the easiest one to live by. 3 games featuring 2 top 25 opponents this upcoming week, and we start with the big one. It is where College Game Day emanates from. It is where Lee Corso will make his final headgear pick.
Not so fast, my friend.
Man, I'm telling you,
fast.
watch that documentary on ESPN if you haven't had the chance. It is really, really good. It reminds you why you love Lee Corso. He's just awesome. But it is number 1 Texas at number 3 Ohio State. Ohio State is a 1.5-point home favorite. You're over under on this game, 47.5. This one, big noon on Fox. Sean,
man, what a start to your day!
Fantastic,
man.
Well, it starts at big noon on Fox if you have YouTube TV and they get the contract fixed. Because if not, there's going to be a lot of angry people, myself included. But
wow.
But
the whole state of Texas will just see.
The clock is ticking. YouTube TV. You have till 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Man, this is going to be close, and I think it's going to be a close enough game that it's not going to necessarily hurt either team in the short run or the long. I love Matthew McConaughey, and I love the Texas Longhorns, and I think that they are a great team. Hit it.
All right.
Oh, Matthew, not so fast, my friend, but this one's in the shoe, and this is a big game.
Not so fast.
Yeah. Thanks, Lee. Go ahead and put that Buckeye head on because I think Ohio State takes this one in a close game in a shootout. I'm going to take the over because I think there's going to be a ton of points despite both teams being very good defensive teams. I think all bets are off on the offensive side of the ball. Trickery, nonsense, and the officials are probably going to be off to a slow start, so feel free to play as much hand checking as you want on the outside. Give me Ohio State in a close one and a lot of points.
Yeah, I think the over, if you're a betting man, is the safest play in this football game. We saw a lot of points scored when these teams met in the semifinals last year. We're going to see a lot of points scored in week 1. Weather up in this area looks to be spectacular through the weekend, so shouldn't have any problems slowing the teams down. And yeah, the real question is, what version of either team are we getting? Texas has been consistent until you get to some of these games. They competed a hell of a lot better against Ohio State than a lot of people, myself included, gave them credit for when we were going into the semifinals last year. Now Ohio State starting a brand new quarterback. Texas has Arch coming in. So there's a lot at play here. But I think coming off the national title, at least as of right now, maybe by the time we get to Thanksgiving weekend, things will change. But at least as of right now, people in Columbus love Ryan Day. So I don't think there's that pressure that's been on him the last couple of years. So I think Ohio State does win. I think they do cover that 1.5 by a little bit. But it's gonna be one of the best games probably of the year, and we're kicking it off right away, opening weekend. Jordan here in the comments says, I have Julian ultimately has more weapons to help him bail out. I do like home field advantage with both quarterbacks making their start. So yeah, I think Ohio State does have that little bit of an edge. I think home field is going to play into it as well. So yeah, I'm going to go, unfortunately, Buckeyes here as well. All right, next one, we go to Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern time on ABC. It is that team, that guy we were talking about a little bit ago.
Fight
family.
The LSU Tigers, ranked 9th in the country, they travel to number 4 Clemson, who is a 4-point home favorite. Your over-under on this one, 57.5.
Oh, man. At that 57.5 number, part of me is like, what's the weather going to be like in Clemson? I mean, like, if it's a rainy day, under. If it's not, over. It's a tough one, too, because I hate to say words like I like Clemson, but with Clemson, I mean, this might be one of the better teams Dabo's had since Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence. So
Saturday night, partly cloudy, low around 64. So,
all right. So
as of right now, weather looks okay.
All right. Yeah, I mean, obviously, with LSU having the stumbling blocks they've had, and with Clemson being so strong and being at home, it's going to be real easy to take Clemson here. But not so fast, my friend. Let's go ahead and give Brian Kelly.
Not so fast, my friends.
Thank you, Lee. Let's get the monkey off Brian Kelly's back. Let's get the opening day win. Not only does it shake up the family, not only does it shake up the top 10, but I think it also starts spurning a little LSU Heisman talk for the young QB. And
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It can be. Thanks, EJ. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take Kelly. We're gonna take the LSU Tigers, and we're gonna have them off to a hot start.
Look at that! Don't call us in this house, Brian Kelly haters. Don't do it.
Of course, I'm picking them over Clemson, so it's not. Really,
well, that's true. It's which team do we hate more in this one?
I'll take Kelly in this
one. Man, yeah, it's this. You're right. This is probably one of the best teams Dabo has had at Clemson, at least in a long time. This is probably one of the best teams that Brian Kelly's had at LSU, arguably ever. Because again, remember, it's easy to go win a national title in the SEC, right, Brian? But
that's what they say.
That's what he said. But yeah, I don't. This isn't hate. This is just reality. And I think Jordan here in the comments, I'm going to give him one of these.
This guy gets it.
Until Brian Kelly proves he can win a season opener at LSU, give me Clemson. It's not going to hurt LSU, at least probably from a ranking standpoint, unless you get blown out. It's not going to hurt them from a ranking standpoint. The noise is going to start if you lose an opener again. We're going to see if Brian can punch a table again like he did last year. But I think it's a little bit of that reality like the Ohio State game. I think home field's going to play into it. They're calling for an orange out, so it's going to be loud. It's going to be raucous. And, yeah.
By the way, orange out sounds stupid.
It does. It's a weird... The
words together. Orange out?
Orange out. It's like... It's like when your orangeade goes bad.
It's like a kindergarten class. Snack time, kids. Get your orange out. That's what it sounds like. It's dumb.
We're like, it's like craft time. Like, what color paper we use? Get your orange out.
Get the orange out.
What color crayons are we using today? Get the orange out. It's time to draw the sun. Get the orange out. Look, what do we?
No, they asked for the president. Get the orange out. Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast.
All right. Get them all the sound bits. Cover that
Not so fast, my friends.
Don't be rude.
Does he mean the skin or a jumpsuit? We're not sure what he means. Just get the orange.
Jordan says it'll look like the prison section in The Longest Yard. That's good. That's real good. Man. That is real good.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, give me Clemson. You know what? To prove I'm not a big-time hater, I will take LSU to cover the 4, but Clemson gets that slight victory. But I think the over is at play here. We've seen this in big-time games, SEC, ACC teams, that there's going to be a lot of offense going on. So, yeah, give me the over. And then the last one for this week, Sean, Sunday night football starts a week early for us. 7:30 Eastern time on ABC. It's the number 6 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They're a 2.5-point road favorite at number 10 Miami. Your over-under on this one, 49.5. I do know there's chance of shocking. August in Florida, chance of rain. So
yeah, I mean it's the tropics.
So use that what you will, but chance of some rain Sunday night in South Beach.
Yeah, no major surprise there. The good news for at least one of the teams in the game is that rain or shine, one of the best running backs in the country will be featured in this game, and I don't know. All you need is love if it rains. So go ahead and just push him all day. Take some pressure off. Use the big boys up front. Take the pressure off the freshmen. And I'm high on Miami this year, and you're going to hear more on that in a couple minutes. But there's no not so fast, my friends, about it. Homer or not, Golden Domer or not, Notre Dame should push right through Miami, rain or shine, whether they get their orange out or not. They also could have an orange.
They could have an orange out. I know the last time we were in Hard Rock Stadium, we got the orange out, the oranges out of the bowl because we won the Orange Bowl.
We won the Orange Bowl, right?
Over Penn State, in just case anybody forgot who.
We
got the orange out.
We got the orange out.
We did.
Sounds like you're like fighting a couple stains on the shirt. Well, did you at least get the orange out? You know.
Yeah, but the grape, the purple stayed on.
The purple's still there.
But the orange out. I got the orange out.
We did get the orange out. Well, anyway, Notre Dame will get the orange out, possibly of the top 10. Give me the Irish. And what was the over-under? 49?
49.5.
I'll still take the over, rain or shine.
Wow, okay. See, I like the under. I like the under in this game because I think when you have a freshman, redshirt freshman, for whatever it is, first start on the road, loud environment. We kind of saw a similar setup last year going into Texas A&M. Control the game at the line of scrimmage, run the ball. You don't have to spread the field. You don't have to put your offense in bad situations. Keep your defense fresh to do what they're going to do. So I like the under in this one. Look, let's be honest. Let's be fair. I'm taking Notre Dame. I'm taking Notre Dame to cover. I think they win this game. But I think the biggest thing that you want to do is just don't make CJ Card do too much. You have this week. You're off next week before you have your home opener against Texas A&M. So for one, don't give away too much. I think you can win this game by being Notre Dame. Defense, run the ball, control the line of scrimmage. It got you to the national championship game last year. So continue to operate, do who you are. In Marcus, we trust. He's been very good in season openers the last couple of years here. So I am definitely taking Notre Dame. You can hit the homer on me as well. Let's see. Jordan here in the comments. I don't trust Miami's defense, regardless how good Carr will be. ND has the line and running backs to move the ball with ease. Yeah, there it is. And we're going to see Carson Beck, new team there in Miami, and coming off of that surgery, his first competitive action. So there's going to be a little bit of getting up to speed on his part. So I do think a lot of signs point in Notre Dame's favor. I do think it'll be a close game. I don't think don't get me wrong. Would love to see a blowout. Nothing would make my holiday weekend better than if I can just relax and have a nice, calm evening watching Notre Dame light up the scoreboard. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. But I do think we walk away with the victory. So get us started 1-0, get Miami started 0-1, and that is where we leave week number 1 in college football. Of course, we'll have week 2 predictions next week along with our NFL preview. So if you're along with us live, again, interact with the comments. Would certainly appreciate that as Jordan, Devin, Mike, and others are doing in the comments. Certainly do appreciate y'all supporting us. And so you do not miss an episode each and every week here on the show as we go through the season. So now, Sean, the only thing really left to do is to look in the crystal ball. And let's start looking, Even though we're here at the end of August, let's start looking towards the end of this season and what that will look like. And we are going to run through, for starters, the conferences in college football. So we're doing the Power Four, Big Ten, ACC, SEC, Big 12 for our conference champions. Now, I do have Mike and EJ's picks. EJ sent them in via voicemail earlier today.
Well, I don't get a brain man.
Is that a lot? Is that an actual broadcast of the voicemail?
Yeah, I might have to put these through Google Translate because I'm not exactly sure what he meant there. But nonetheless, we do have his picks. So for the Big Ten, Mike has Ohio State. EJ has Ohio State. I have Ohio State as well. I'm sure that's a disappointment to some, but I just think that they are going to build on what they did last year. Hopefully there's at least one loss on that schedule, Thanksgiving weekend. But yeah, I think the Buckeyes are going to roll here in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it and I think while there's a lot of talk of Penn State and while Oregon may have an easy schedule and be flying high and quack in there with Mike and the boys, I just don't see, especially if Ohio State comes out of the gate. I know it doesn't necessarily affect the Big Ten, whether they win or lose to Texas, but I think that sets them up real pretty if they come out of there with a win. And like I said, whether they stumble at one or not, they're going to go into a game against Michigan where, I think that's the goal this year. I think if you get past it, you make the playoff, which presumably you're going to. I think some of the pressure's off once you're in the playoff. If you don't get the chip again this year, you still have one, right?
Right.
Like you got one. For Day especially, not the school necessarily. Obviously, they'd love to win another one, but for Day, it's not a must-win in the playoff anymore. But that Michigan game, it's obviously not going to get him fired a year after a championship, but it's going to start some kindling.
Right.
Like it's one of those things where, we've seen it just destroy and almost destroyed a Harbaugh.
It did almost, yeah.
A lot of people wanted him out. I think they're going to prep for that game. They're going to come through. They're going to blast through Michigan. And I don't think they slow down in four quarters. I don't think there's any – I think they run full speed the whole game. And then whatever happens after that happens. But they're going to be the Big Ten champion. I just – you can tell me how close Oregon and Penn State are. I just don't see it.
Yeah, similar to the Brian Kelly in season openers, similar to some other teams around the nation. Until Oregon does, they laid an egg in the Big Ten title game last year. Penn State laid an egg against Ohio State. Penn State laid an egg at the end of the Orange Bowl. So again, prove it to me when it matters the most. And I don't think they're capable of doing that. And in terms of Ryan Day, I think the only way that your job's in jeopardy this year is if you do have a couple of slip-ups in the regular season, and then again you lose to Michigan in Ann Arbor. You got here's the thing: I'm not thinking they will, but obviously I picked them to win the Big Ten. If they lose 3-4 games in the regular season, but you go into Ann Arbor and win, people are probably okay. If you lose 3 games in the regular season, one of them being Michigan, and say maybe you get bounced in the first round, again, you're a year after a national title, but man, that's
have a flop of a year.
5 straight losses to that team up north. It's going to get loud. It's going to get real loud.
There's only so many times you can say, but we know we're better than them.
Right. We're better. We're the better team. Are you?
That's great. Not that day you weren't.
Are you? Because now it's back-to-back coaches that, because then all of a sudden Sharon Moore has 3 wins against you.
Yep.
So it'll get loud. It'll get very loud. All right, moving to the ACC. A little bit of a difference of opinion here. I have Clemson. EJ has Clemson. Mike has SMU getting the ACC title this year. We saw them lose in the title game last year, lose in the first round of the playoff. But Mike has SMU learning from last year's mistakes, getting the win in the ACC.
ACC, obviously a lot of folks have Dabo. I have them getting off to a slow start here in week 1. But But, man, it's so hard in the ACC because my two favorite teams are just teams that I can't stand to say will win in any way, shape, or form. So out of conference schedule, I'm gonna have Dabo taking an edge. But when it gets into that conference and these teams start hitting their stride, and the news and some new players start to get working, especially namely a quarterback from Georgia, I think you may as well get those gold chains out and keep them out because the University of Miami's I think they're going to steamroll right through it. I think they tightened up the ship. I think they got bigger and faster and stronger. I think they learned from a lot of mistakes last year in what they thought were easy games and what they thought were gimmies and, when to take the foot off the gas. And I don't think they do this year. And I think that Miami comes out of the ACC on top of Clemson and everyone else.
Wow, okay. So 3 different teams on the prediction side as your ACC champion. Moving on to the SEC, EJ, sticking with one of the tried and true classics as the Georgia Bulldogs. Mike and I have the Texas Longhorns. Matthew McConaughey. All right. We'll enjoy that. But yeah, we have Texas again, kind of performing to that level that they've been at, wanting to make that extra step. More on that in a second, but winning the SEC this year.
Is it 2-2? Did you say you have 4 picks?
No, EJ, Georgia, me,
one
and
Georgia, one Georgia, 2
one
Texas.
Georgia, 2 Texas.
So I could even it up if I wanted to.
You
Because I'm
could.
an Eagles fan. We love watching our farm system play.
You're Georgia Green.
Yeah, we love watching our farm system play. So roll Tide, go Dogs at the same time. Keep breeding them down there. I mean, Georgia's been the cream of the crop for a long time. And, obviously the coaching's there, and I think it's a hard place to play. And I don't think there's a lot that can stop them. But cue up Lee Corso.
Not so fast, my friend.
Because there is a team in Texas, and there is a Manning in the conference, and there is a team out trying to prove that they belong. And I think they started to last year, and I think they continue it this year, and they put an exclamation point at the end of it. Give me the Longhorns to win the SEC outright. All right. That was just for you, Matthew.
Here we go. All right, and last one of the Power Four, we go to the Big 12, and we have some differences of opinions here. EJ,
because it's the Big 12.
Because everybody can win and nobody matters. But EJ has Utah.
Did you say Utes?
Utes.
Utah.
He has the
Utes.
He has the Utes. Mike has Arizona State on the repeater. And I have, despite a conference loss in Ireland this past Saturday, for God's sakes, and also
I think you can afford a loss or two in this conference, James.
I think you can. And the loss of my first parlay loss of the year, by the way. First parlay of the year, first leg of the year, first loss of the year. We're back, baby.
We're right in it.
And the other James 3 legs hit. It should have been fine Kansas State over 13.5 in the first half. God, what was it? Death taxes in the over in the Big 12? The first half of the season, and it goes under.
Well, you're in mid-season form, and if there's
nothing is over.
If there's one thing that attracts, it's that it's a new Big 12.
Yeah, so we are so back. But it was it was a no sweat. I got my $5 back. We've already rolled it into this coming Saturday, so we're back, baby. Another loss coming for me. But I have Kansas State Wildcats getting the win in the Big 12 there.
Wildcat. Oh, you got to get that on the soundboard. Owen Wilson from Royal Tannenbaum's just going Wildcat.
All right, I'm putting it down. Weird. Mark it down.
Spaced out. Mark it down. Wildcat. I mean, I don't hate the pick. It's hard to hate anything that anybody picks out of this ludicrous conference. But if there's one thing I can do, it's I'm going to look at the rosters up and down, and I'm going to look at the recent history, and I'm going to take the team with the kind of strongest pedigree coming in. And never thought I'd say this in a conference, but I think it's Arizona State. And so I'm going to ride with Mike. I'm going to take the repeater, and I'm going to take Arizona State. with very few losses. Like if they'd have come up in the over-under, I'm sure they're.
So here's another soundbite for the board with Will Ferrell. You're the devil.
You're the devil. That's a good one. Yeah, we got to get some for these team names out here. Yeah, give me Arizona State. I think Sun Devils roll, and they go way over whatever Vegas thinks their win total is going to be. And
it was at 8.5. So yeah, you would definitely
9 or 10. No
yeah,
problem.
You definitely take them over.
I think they're that much better than the rest of the teams there.
All right. And all right, let's go to the Heisman Trophy before we get into the college football playoffs. Your Heisman Trophy winner, EJ. He's going to our pal Brian.
Family.
He is Garrett Nussmeier, quarterback of the LSU Tigers, getting the Heisman Trophy.
I almost put Nussmeier in, and I didn't. So
that's probably
I don't
has him. We're fine.
They bring me in cold, but
I thought I heard a Nussmeier in there.
We did. I think it was somewhere in that second syllable. Mike and I we're on the same boat. I'll hit the button for me and even
Homer.
For him. Give me running back out of Notre Dame, Heisman Trophy winner number 8. Number 8. Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip the homer pick on this one only because that homer button's gonna go down a lot later. We're gonna hit homer a lot.
Just warming it up. Just warm it up.
I'm gonna go. I mean, I got Texas running the SEC. I got Texas running into the college football playoff. There's a Manning in town, and there's no better media drawing name at a Heisman Trophy reading than a Manning, especially when there's a good bet he may come back and try to do it twice.
Right.
I think if he has the season I think Texas is going to have, it's going to mean that he's having the season that everyone thinks he's going to have. And if he does that, I think it's going to take a heck of a performance somewhere else to even steal votes from him. So I'm going to take Arch Manning, and I'm going to set up the chance to repeat if he comes back to Texas.
I wonder what the odds are. He's got to be the favorite, right?
He's got to be one. I would assume.
All right, let's pull it up here, courtesy of FanDuel, if I can get them loaded. Yeah, Arch Manning the favorite plus.
I'm showing Manning on my list.
Plus 700. Klubnik from Clemson, Nussmeier from LSU are plus 900. Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State plus 1,100. Carson Beck from Miami plus 1,800, and South Carolina's Lenoris Sellers is plus 1,800.
If Carson Beck wins the Heisman with Miami, they're probably going to win the national championship.
How is Jeremiah? Dude, I might put some.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with running backs winning it. Like it doesn't.
Well, that's true because Jeremiah Love is plus 3,000.
That's worth a small shot.
Yeah, that I mean, because even at $1, it's what, $300.
I got to cover your week 2 losses.
sure would. But yeah, there you go. So Arch Manning, no surprise there. Your odds on favorite. All right,
I'll take the odds favorite then.
So now we are going to look at the 12 teams that make the college football playoff. So last year we tried doing the 12 teams and then opening matchups and this, that, and the other, and it got very confusing. So I decided to learn from my mistakes. And fix it a little bit. So we're going to look at the 12 teams. Now this year, different than last year, there's no top 4 seeding for the best 4 conference champions. It's the top 12 teams as they are ranked. Obviously, if a power or if a group of 5 conference champion, the power 4 conference champions, group of 5 best champion get in to the college football playoff, but they don't get those automatic buys in the top 4 spots. So like if say Boise State, if they run it back, they're the best group of 5 champion and they're ranked 16th in the country, they would get the 12th spot. They would bump the team who's in 12th out, or theoretically.
Right, so there have to be 5 conferences represented.
Correct. So yeah, the 5 conference champions still get into the playoff, but they don't
not necessarily guaranteed any specific seed.
Right. So if any of the conference champions are lower than the 12th spot, this is actually a much easier way to present it. Any of them are lower than 12th, they automatically get 12th, 11th, so on.
As long as they're they're the 5 high. Like if they
as long as they are the highest. Like
presumably you're going to get SEC, Big Ten, potentially ACC represented just on the rankings.
Correct.
And then there would be like 2 other ones at play, whether it be the Big 12, the Pac-12, the Mountain West, the Sun Belt, like all of it, like whichever the winners of those are the 2 highest, they would join the other 3 in the no matter where they're ranked. So just so I know I didn't screw this up, because I'm looking at your bracket and I was debating it and I was trying to search for it and I just gave up. When the 4 come back in, when the top 4 with a bye come back in the quarterfinals, do they reseed? Like,
no.
Would the one draw the lowest?
No. So that's one of the flaws in the college football playoff that they didn't fix yet.
Because, like, to me, if you're 1, like, say you got Texas rolling in with a head of steam, number 1, they should get the lowest winner of what's left.
Should.
They don't.
Now, if all of the higher seeded teams in round 1 win, then they would get it would play out that way. But
so they base it off of like whatever the higher seed originally was.
Theoretically, this is one of the flaws, and
so the 4 are gone. So wherever the 5 is, that's going to line up with the 4.
Correct.
Right, and wherever the 3 is, that's going to be your 5 or your 3. The 3 is going to get the 6. So it's going to go from there.
Right.
And if there's an upset, it just
they don't currently they don't reseed. They don't reseed.
Gotcha.
The bracket is the bracket, and that's the bracket. So I have mine, and I filled mine out as I have it going. So I'll put it up later, so we actually get a visual of what it actually looks like on screen. But we will start. Let's start with the 12 through 9. So we'll go with the bottom 4 teams that qualify for the college football playoff. I have EJ's here. He has Boise State at 12, Arizona State 11, Oregon 10, and LSU at 9. Mike has Boise State at 10, at 12, Alabama at 11, Oregon at 10, and Clemson at 9. And for me, I have Boise State at 12. So there's a common theme there. Boise State going to be your group of 5 conference champion representative, getting in at the 12 spot, probably bumping somebody out. LSU at 11. So I do have Brian Kelly and company making their first college football playoff. Michigan at number 10. And Kansas State, my Big 12 champion, at number 9.
So you want me to run to 9?
Yeah, go 12 to 9.
All right. At 12, I also, like EJ, have Boise State getting in with an automatic bid. No idea what they'll be ranked, but I don't see any. I couldn't find a Pac-12 team I liked better. So I'll go with them. I have Brian Kelly, our family, sitting there at number 11.
Family.
I think they're going to have a strong season. I think it is a semi-Heisman run for Nussmeier, but I don't think they finished high enough for him to be in consideration. Then I have SEC rival Alabama coming into the top 12.
Alabama!
And then a 10 or 11 win Big 12 champion Arizona State getting a ridiculously high 9 seed.
All right. Next group, we're going to go 8 to 5. EJ has Penn State at 8, Florida, the Gators.
Come on, EJ.
At 7.
Well, I don't get bring the head cold, but
I can't wait for when he's actually on a show, and I'm like, EJ, what are you thinking? And you just press that over him.
I just hit.
Because EJ, explain yourself.
I just mute him and hit that. Texas at 6, and the Utes at 5.
Did you say Utes?
His Big 12 champion.
Did you say 5?
Getting to the 5 seed.
How good does he think they're going to play?
Apparently very good.
Did you say Utes?
Yet his Heisman winners in LSU?
I know, but
he's hedging his bet.
He's not here to defend himself. He's the hot takes guy.
What's that?
He's the hot takes guy. Mike, as the board reloads, Mike has Penn State at 8, LSU at 7, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at 6, and the Georgia Bulldogs at 5. For me, I have the quack. I have Oregon at 8, Alabama 7, Notre Dame 6, and Penn State 5.
Sounds like a lot of similar teams, except EJ's list. I'm going to take I also have the Oregon Ducks at 8. I have Dabo's Clemson Tigers at number 7. I have Penn State at the 6th seed, and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at 5.
Yeah, so a lot of similar thoughts there. Just a lot of the same teams kind of hanging around where they start, where they finish.
For sure.
And then the top 4, so the teams getting the bye. EJ has Notre Dame at 4, Clemson 3, Ohio State 2, and Georgia 1. Mike has SMU, your ACC champ, at 4. And maybe Mike didn't remember that they don't get the bye, or maybe he thinks SMU is just gonna scorch the ACC. But SMU at 4, Arizona State 3, Ohio State 2, and Texas at 1. I have the Georgia Bulldogs 4, Clemson 3, Texas 2, and the Ohio State Buckeyes at 1.
I have your ACC champion Miami Hurricanes at 4. I have the Georgia Bulldogs at 3. The Texas Longhorns at 2. So I got 2 SEC teams at 2 and 3. And then I have the Ohio State University coming in as a 1 seed.
I just thought when you were
had Texas as a 1 and I switched it, and they're just barely crossed out, so I almost botched that up reading it back. But I definitely have Ohio State 1.
I have another one for the board,
especially after predicting they would beat Texas.
Your ACC champion in the movie Rudy, when D-Bob yells Miami. I feel like that's got to be one that goes on the board. Probably smart I didn't put it on.
You'd be happy to know I went off on somebody who made fun of Rudy. In the past week, and told him, I was like, look, I don't even care if you like college football. I don't care if you know the real story. I don't know what the reason you
yes, it's played up for the movie.
But I was like, if you like Vince Vaughn, then you need to appreciate Rudy.
Vincent Vaughn.
He was Vincent Vaughn, and you had John Favreau, and
the cast is phenomenal.
One or both of them were ready to hang it up. They just weren't getting any traction. And they were like, but they met and they talked and they did
last practice of the season, and this asshole thinks it's the Super Bowl.
Swingers and a maid later, they both had some career traction.
They've done okay. They've done okay for themselves.
They've done fine. I think that Vince Vaughn's going to finally get a big film.
Maybe. He might make out and do something. All right, so now we're going to look at the college football playoff semifinals. Again, once we get to the national title game, national champion, I will show mine on the screen, just so we see how the seeding and all that works, but I don't want to give anything away yet. EJ in his semifinal games, again, I think the number 1 team gets to decide which game they play in, but for the sake of continuity, I have the Fiesta Bowl as our 1-4 matchup, like the 1-4 winners matchup, and I have the Peach Bowl. So it's Fiesta and Peach are your semifinal games this year. Peach Bowl is your 2-3 winners. So EJ has Texas versus Georgia in the Fiesta Bowl. He has Ohio State and Florida, the Gators.
Well, I don't bring the in comb, but
as your Peach Bowl. Mike has your Fiesta Bowl, Texas versus Georgia, Ohio State versus Notre Dame as your Peach Bowl. I have Georgia versus Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl, and I have Notre Dame versus Texas in the Peach Bowl. So, Sean, what do you have for those?
Okay, so my 8th seed, I don't understand. I don't understand the next round. So I'm just gonna. this is the winners without the top 4 in it, or we have jumped around?
We are into the semifinals. So, like, as you're looking at the screen, it would be.
I would jump around.
Yeah, you jump around a little.
Right, the 1 through 4 have come in. They've played, and now we're at the next round.
Correct. We are second.
Cool.
Second to last. We are.
Okay, so I have. How's that even possible? So there's 4 games. I got you. So
no,
I have
4 teams, 2 games.
So I have Notre Dame was my 5 seed. So wherever that goes, I have them playing the University of Miami.
So that would be the Peach. In this scenario, that would be
a 4-5 matchup in I guess the Peach Bowl.
I think that would be. You had Miami at 4,
and Notre Dame at 5.
So I don't think you actually couldn't have them, because Notre Dame would
be the highest of the seeds, so they would play the lowest of the.
Okay, yeah, I'm playing out to the next. Yeah, you're in the wrong round. I'm playing out to the semifinals. So it would be who would you have winning Notre Dame versus
Well, I had
Miami?
Notre Dame winning that because I had Notre Dame beating Boise State and then Miami.
Okay, so you have Notre Dame in the semifinal.
Yeah, and I got Georgia beating LSU to get to play Notre Dame. So I have Notre Dame, Georgia. I don't know what bowl I'm in because I did not have an actual sanctioned bracket in front of me. So I only have 2 games then, though.
Yeah, because we're in the semifinals. It's 2 games.
Okay, so I have Notre Dame, Georgia.
Okay.
And I have the number 2 seed Texas Longhorns against the number 1 seed Ohio State Buckeyes.
Okay, so actually, and we'll see it in a minute, but actually, based on where you have the seeding, you would have Notre Dame versus Ohio State in the 4-1, and you would have Texas Georgia.
Okay.
In the Peach Bowl.
Okay.
So yeah, write that down, and then you could pick the winners, and because that'll be your national championship game, and then your national champion.
So I have Notre Dame,
Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl, and you have Texas, Georgia in the Peach Bowl.
How could I have Notre Dame if Ohio State was my 1?
Because
was my 5.
Because and you'll see it here because as the bracket sits on the screen right now, the 5-12 matchup, Notre Dame would move on to play the 4 seed and then go into the semifinal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I would go play the 4, which I had, and then the winner would play the winner of 1 something.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest.
Yeah, them not reseeding.
Well, this changes my whole final game. This is dumb. So Notre Dame, Ohio State, and I still get Texas, Ohio.
You get Texas, Georgia.
Texas, Georgia. Okay, I'll keep it the way it is then.
Okay, all right. Now we go to the College Football Playoff National Championship game. EJ has Ohio State versus Georgia, and he has the Bulldogs winning this year's College Football Playoff National Championship. Mike has Texas versus Notre Dame in your College Football Playoff National Championship. He has the Texas Longhorns winning your College Football Playoff National Championship. I, again, despite some of the nasty rumors, just kidding, some of the rumors about going over Homer on me, I do not have Notre Dame beating Texas in the Peach Bowl. I have Georgia and Texas in my national championship, and I have the Texas Longhorns as your College Football Playoff national champion for this year.
So I like my national championship game lined up even better with the new alignment. With Texas, Georgia, I have an SEC potentially SEC championship game rematch, and I have Texas winning it for the second time.
Okay.
And I have a national championship game rematch now. This would be a great semifinal.
College football is actually kind of praying for this.
This would be perfect for them. I'm going to take, and I have the Irish beating Ohio State this time around. Like I said, Ohio State, this isn't
Homer.
The ultimate goal. I think Ohio State can afford a slip up. I don't think Day needs it, and I think Notre Dame does, and I think we beat them. So that sets up Notre Dame, Texas, just like Mike said. I believe my finals last year was Notre Dame, Texas.
I think it might have been.
I think I picked against Notre Dame in that one. So this year I'm not going to. I'm going to take Homer. You could hit that button as many times.
Not so fast, my friends.
Yeah, I say, give me the Irish. Why not?
Homer.
I really think Texas would probably walk through that game. It's a good bet most days. But you know what? Not every day. And this is my time on the mic, and this is my section of the podcast. And if you don't agree with it, you can go after yourself. So Notre Dame, national champions. Go Irish.
Joe Buck yourself.
The beauty of this, if Notre Dame were to win the national title, our last win last year was at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami in the Orange Bowl.
Right.
Our first game, and hopefully win, this year will be in Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And the national championship this year is at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
You're telling me there's a chance. So,
you're saying buy tickets to the national title game right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Tell me, find a seat, pay whatever it costs.
So if you're on the video side, if you're on YouTube, I do have the full bracket as it plays out. So again, we talked about this last year. The college football not reseeding is ludicrous. We hate it. We're not a fan. Now,
I see why it lines up the way it does, but that just looks awful to me.
Right. So again, and as it played out last year, because all the 5, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, those teams won last year. So in that scenario, the second round plays out correctly as far as seeding goes.
8-9 can't really screw it up.
No, it's everybody else.
It's the other game.
Because had Boise, in this scenario on my bracket, if Boise State upsets Penn State, theoretically they should be moving on to play Ohio State the 1 seed.
And I don't see how college football doesn't see it because college football would love, because you expand it to 12 teams, they would love nothing more than for a 10 to 12 seed to win their first game and be like, look, anyone can do it, right? And then, but then they go through, get mauled by like a 4 seed.
Not so fast, my friend.
Right? Like the 11 seed goes in and plays the 3 instead of the 1. Right. But then your 1 draws like a 2 or 3 loss, like Georgia team.
Yeah.
And gets murdered.
So I think
you're like, well, now my 1's out. You know what I mean? Like, so
I think the reason they do it, and it's not a good reason, but like hypothetically speaking, if you're sitting there, Boise State, they're playing on my bracket as you see it on the screen, they're playing Penn State in the first round.
Correct.
Boise State fans think we can beat Penn State. They already know they're going to move on. Like, let's just pretend that that's the Sugar Bowl. Boise State fans can already start buying tickets to the Sugar Bowl. Like, so they
know who they'll play.
They know where they would be going, right?
Right.
But if they win and it's a reseed, for Boise State it would automatically be whatever game is the 1 game. But those other 3 games, you could be going to the Sugar Bowl, you could be going to the Rose Bowl.
12 seed is going to know.
12 teams going to know, but all the other ones aren't.
But I hadn't thought about that. That's a good.
Yeah, so I think that's why they do it. I don't like the answer why, because the bottom line is anybody, and maybe I'm being stereotypical
I think
or
it's stupid. Because a lot of the fans aren't going to do that and book ahead of
right.
time.
The people that are, though, are the people who have money. They're going to be able to afford to pay the last-minute airfares anyway. And maybe I'm naive to think that.
Anybody willing to, well, my team might make it, so we'll pay extra money to buy them. Like you just hold all the tickets.
Yeah.
And you said they're not going to not sell out.
I think we will get to a point where they reseed. They already corrected from last year to this year.
We just need something to mess it up.
Right. Like we already corrected from last year to this year, the conference champions getting the 4 buys. because that kind of – because Penn State had an easy road to the Orange Bowl. They drew SMU and Boise State, and they shouldn't have that. They shouldn't have had that easy of the road.
No,
like there was other teams ranked higher should have had easier roads theoretically. So that's why they corrected that. And who knows? Next year we might end up having a 14 team. So all of this chatter might be moot anyway. But yeah, you see it on the board there. You see how it plays out. Teams advance. I have.
It's wacky. It's weird. It might be fair enough.
There's some matchups on my board that college football would love. Alabama hosting Michigan.
You're right. Ohio State, K-State would be.
College football would love that. College football is dreaming of a Notre Dame LSU matchup in South Bend. Dreaming of that. They're also dreaming that Michigan ends up playing Notre Dame in like week 1 of the playoff. But like Notre Dame Clemson would be a fun matchup in the second round. Alabama Texas would be a fun one. So there's some fun matchups there. But yeah, I think eventually we do get to the point where you will get some. The
one pro is if my final last year / this year, if Notre Dame Texas is the final game of the college football season, the one solace I will take is if Notre Dame were to lose another one, it's still a college football team that I think winning the national title is good for college football and it hurts nobody unless you're from Oklahoma, and I don't really give a shit if you're from Oklahoma. So
right,
I think Texas rising back to power is a great play, and it would either them or Notre Dame, like a long drought, haven't had it in a long time. I think both would be great.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and we'll get a little of Notre Dame talk here, but before we get to some of our locks for the season, there's been a lot of talks about like what among like Notre Dame circles of like what's our expectation for this year? What's the goal? What's the expectation? Like because last year, especially after the week 2 loss against Northern Illinois, I don't think there was a Notre Dame fan in this country that thought we were going to be playing in the national championship. Like, it just felt like
some of that's overreacting. Like, if you...
Sure.
But I also think some of that's also unfamiliarity with how the season flows with a playoff. Like, not understanding what that loss means. Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
But like how long of a staircase do we have to climb?
I mean, we fell 11 spots. I think we fell from 4th to 15th.
Right. When we only landed at 15th, I was like, I think we're fine.
We're alive. It's going to be work. Because you lose to Texas A&M or you lose to Louisville, you lose to one of the better teams on your schedule, because Louisville was ranked when we played them. You lose one of those games, you're fine. But you tumbled 15 spots or 11 spots or whatever it was, and now your margin of error is gone. You can't afford a second loss at that point.
Yeah.
But as long as you know that and you go in and prepare, you just take it week to week. We saw last year that in a sport that had become what it felt like it was becoming predictable, right? Oh, we know it's going to be Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, and then insert 4th team here that's going to lose in the semifinals. Obviously you had Michigan get to the semifinals a couple years ago, win the national title 2 years ago. So you started to see a little bit of shift at the end of the 14 playoff. But for the most part, the sport felt like it was becoming a little predictable. Last year, we saw that the 12-team playoff levels the playing field a bit. So does the NIL thing, but that's a whole separate discussion. But you saw a situation of like this team that had one of the biggest slip-ups in recent college football memory wasn't dead because of a loss in week 2. So you put the pieces back together, you get into the playoff, you beat Indiana at home. Say what you will about that game. For the first time in a long time, Notre Dame didn't lose a first-time thing. Like, how many first times? This is the first time Nebraska's come to Notre Dame since 1932. Loss. This
Right.
like we've been down that road. So they get the win. Then you go against SEC champion Georgia. You win that. You go up against the Big Ten champ in Penn State. You win. So, it didn't feel predictable. We got there. So when I hear Notre Dame fans like, oh, well, we have to win a title this, I don't think we do. Do I think that Notre Dame, for the first time maybe in my life, has one of the more realistic shots I've ever seen to win, maybe not this year, but within the next 3 to 5? Yeah. It feels a lot more possible now. But I think getting back to the playoff is about the bar that Notre Dame has to hit to feel like it's a successful season. If you get to the playoff, win another playoff game, maybe get a playoff bye, maybe get to the semifinals, cool. But for me, and I don't know how you feel about it, Sean, but for me, I'm not sitting here going, they have to win a national title this year. Like
I don't think they have to. I just think it's
would
fun,
love it.
For me as a fan to have the opportunity. And by all means, I do not want to sit here and assume we're going to be in the top 12 at the end of the season. I don't want to sit here and be overconfident that we're going to be there. I just think this team is good enough to be there, and I'm going to put them in because they're my favorite team.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like you said, if you get out of the first 2 weeks, there's really, I think that loss last year is going to help them here this year and next year. I feel like, understanding that we almost screwed that up.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, the new schedule or the new playoff format and the fact that a lot of teams play each other late in the year just kind of paved the road for you to be a middle seed. You didn't even really have to sweat it, right?
Yeah.
So that worked out. But you're right. I think, going into this year, things could be real nice. But if you get there and you lose in the first round, I don't think you panic.
No.
You're going to lose probably your best offensive player and arguably one of the best in football. In Love, but
they're reloading. They're reloading at a level I don't think we've seen Notre Dame recruit.
There's a lot of. I think that it's far enough into the rebuild or the rebrand that really talented high school players are watching Notre Dame. With honest, well, let's not commit to Georgia just yet, right? Let's not commit to Ohio State just yet.
Or even
because
if they are,
team stays up there, it's. And I think a lot of it speaks to the correct choice that was made in hiring Freeman as the coach.
Absolutely.
I think did he have the pedigree and the rings? And the other, he had the pedigree there, but did he have a ton of head coaching success going into it? Not really.
He never had a head. This was his first head coaching job.
He never had a head coaching job. So which hasn't been in recent memory the track record that Notre Dame has chosen.
Right.
So, you realize you're man, this guy feels special. And we've been screwing this up over and over again anyway. So let's go against the grain here. Let's go ahead and sign this guy that everyone loves, so that we don't lose the guys we do have. And then he turns around and starts doing this. And it's been a really good turnaround.
There was a group of players who went into Jack Swarbrick's office after Brian Kelly left and said, if you don't hire Coach Freeman, we're leaving. Whether it's NFL, whether it's
well, and it's funny, the transfer portal. I wonder with the transfer portal in general, if that happens more often. If there are players that
I think so.
I'll stay if. I think a lot of times it's I'll stay if I make another $4 million.
Sure.
Which I still think. I'm all for people getting paid, but there's got to be some kind of.
There needs to be regulation.
It'll have to. You can't start putting restrictions on it right away. You got to start to figure out where the flaws are.
Yeah, I think we'll get to a point of regulation at some point.
It'll take some time, but I would play as many years. If I had a big name and a lot of time, I'd play as many years in college as I could.
Why not? There's guys that are there's college players this year that are absolutely making more than an NFL rookie.
Oh yeah,
See, absolutely. So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't
and you just get to flash your talent all over the place.
Yeah.
It's just,
to your point about Notre Dame making the right choice, like last year it was a resounding theme, whether it was on ESPN interviews, the Dan Patrick show, whatever. They were talking about how Notre Dame became likable. Sean, would you ever have thought that you would have heard
on a national
level that Notre Dame was likable?
I think Notre Dame was likable at a time.
There was a point.
I think when everyone didn't have a choice whether they went into the Army, and I think when everyone didn't have a choice whether to be patriotic or not, and I think just in general, when your announcer sounded like this, see, I feel like Notre Dame was very likable, and even through, I'd say maybe the Lou Holtz era, they were very likable. I think people still remembered when they were great.
Well, I don't get the brain man cold, but
didn't think I was going to pitch that little tidbit just now. But I think as Notre Dame had a farther fall from grace, people started to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think any level of resurgence for a year or two made people just hate us.
Right, because Tyrone Willingham wins 7 games. They get the SportsCenter cover. Yeah. Return to glory. Charlie Weiss wins 7 games his first year, and you're getting
we're just annoyed.
You're getting 60-minute interviews.
We were the Dallas Cowboys.
But also you talk about guys going, maybe I'm not going to commit to Georgia yet. I'm not going to commit here. There's guys this summer who decommitted. I think it was a quarterback decommitted from Georgia, committed to Notre Dame, and said the reason why is because he wants to play for Marcus Freeman. It's and I'm not saying it's completely shifted by any means. Like the SEC, there's SEC teams still hold the power, and if Texas or Georgia, wins the national title this year, they're gonna get that competitive edge back a little bit. But I think there are certainly players out there that saw a coach who is younger, has a different style, has a different approach than a lot of your typical college football coaches, and you had one of the worst losses in recent memory, and he didn't blame his players. He didn't turn purple screaming at them on the sidelines.
Nope.
He in the post game that day against Northern Illinois said, I have to be better. Our coaches have to be better. This isn't over, but we have to figure out how this happened. And he just took a different approach to it, and I think it changed the course of how it made Notre Dame likable. So yeah, for me, and to kind of round out the point,
I think he's very likable.
He's extremely likable.
And I think he's likable from a national fan stage, but he's even more likable as a player, because I think he brings out the best in a player without needing the recognition for bringing out the best in a player. It's almost an Andy Reid style of I'm going to draw things up that are going to make you great. You're going to need to believe in it, because if you believe in it and it fails, it's my fault. You know what I mean? If you believe in what I'm laying down, you're going to look great. And if you don't, it's my fault, not yours.
Well, here's the thing.
I think that takes a lot for a coach to say.
He also, I think it helps that he is 39 years old. He played at Ohio State. He graduated in 2008. Jim Tressel was his coach at Ohio State. How gross is
that?
Dude, it hurts. Fuck. He is I am a year older than Marcus Freeman, and he is so much better than me in so many ways. But
crazy.
Yeah, he's 39, so he's not that far removed from playing. Right. He can relate to players. I think he relates to players and recruits in a different way than some head coaches do. So
but it's an exciting time. I think it's an exciting time to be rooting for the blue and gold. And like you said, I think as long as we just hang around and are relevant and are showing up in the last 12 games, the last 10 or 12 games of the year there, I think players are going to continue to commit. And I think at some point in the next 5 years or so, one's going to happen. Yeah. I'm not going to guarantee it when. I'm not going to guarantee whatever. If it's this year and my prediction proves true, I'm sure I'll rub it in everyone's face. But, could I easily see us not getting it? Sure. But we're going to be there. And I think that's great.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this year, for the future of this program, because I think they are in a really, really good spot. All right, Sean, before we wrap up the college football preview show, it is time to do this.
You better lock it up. You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
So during the regular season, and as we play out next week and beyond, we will look at our weekly locks. What's one thing that will happen this weekend? But since we're previewing and predicting the season, what is one thing that will happen in this college football season, Sean?
Well, there's a lot of things I've borderline guaranteed during this show that are absolutely insane. So why not one-up it even more? My lock it up is that I'm not saying no team in Division I college football will do it. But when you look at your top 10 at the end of the regular season, there will be 0 undefeated teams in college football, or in the top 10.
Okay.
There'll be 0 undefeated teams in the top 10.
0.
Dang. Okay.
Lock it up.
Lock it up.
I like that. I actually like that. Mine.
I wanted to say Ohio State will beat Michigan. That's my true lock it up, but I already said that.
You did. You did say that. Well, then I'm going to go the opposite, because I was thinking a couple of things, because I was like, there's teams in the top 15. I'm like, 2 top 15 teams won't be in the top 15 at regular season end. But I think that's too easy, because I don't think.
Yeah, I think there's going to be more than 2.
Like, I don't think Arizona State's going to be there. I don't think Illinois is going to be there. I don't think South Carolina's going to be. Florida ain't going to be there. Sorry, EJ. But
they're exorbitantly high.
So.
They need people down here to watch football. They're like, put someone in. The Seminoles stink.
Right, exactly. Like,
can we put the Seminoles in the top 25? No.
No, absolutely not.
No.
So mine
Homer
is that for the 5th year in a row on Thanksgiving weekend, the Michigan Wolverines will beat the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Lock it up.
Get out of here.
Sean, they didn't have a quarterback last year.
I understand.
And they beat them.
I understand that.
I don't think that.
I think that game's literally like, I have Ohio State. The only hope I think the rest of the Big Ten has, your other, like the Oregons and the Penn States have, is that Ohio State is so hyper focused, like a little autistic kid running around on a football field, on Michigan, that they can't play anyone else.
Right.
That they just their talent wins a few of them.
But the wild thing is, like I just don't think that's going to be the case, because every year they are locked in on Michigan. They just find ways to beat every other team, and then they get, because look at the team.
This one's in the shoe, right?
No, this one's in Ann Arbor.
They lost last year in the shoe.
They lost at home. The team that won the national championship hosted a 6-5 Michigan team without a quarterback. Look, I gotta find the stat line, because the stat line is
it was insane. It was awful.
Ridiculous in that game. Michigan's quarterback, Davis Warren, was 9 of 16 for 62 yards and 2 interceptions, and Michigan won the football game.
I don't have explanations for it, but what I do know is whatever was overlooked, whatever was not executed, because kind of surprising none of the coaches were executing.
Michigan had 234 yards of offense. Ohio State, the team that lit the national championship field on fire in the second quarter against us, only had 252 yards of offense at home.
Well, I think that college playoff run had I mean, to be honest, if he wanted a national championship, there was probably nothing better for him and his coaching staff than losing to Michigan. Because they were like, we got to fucking on the table.
Right, it's fire.
Like, we are in trouble. If we don't bring a trophy back to Columbus,
we're not getting back into Columbus.
You might not have – our keys might not work.
Like, they will lock the doors.
We got to get – we need hardware.
They will Lane Kiffin him on the tarmac.
They're like, no, you're still fine. I have a trophy. They're like, keep it.
Like they're going to get on the plane, and like the Ohio State president's like, hey, Ryan, didn't you drop your shoe over there? And he goes, where? And like they moved the jetway and just Ryan Day's just stuck on the tarmac.
If they'd have lost, if they hadn't brought a trophy
in Atlanta,
they would have never. He'd had to walk home.
Yeah. Well, no, he just would have stayed in the South and gotten a job as an offensive coordinator in the SEC.
Major colleges. We already have a coach. Not anymore.
Not anymore. We are now hiring at the Ohio State. All right, Sean. That's going to wrap us up for this week.
Feels about time.
We got everything in the rearview mirror now. All that's left to do is enjoy the first full weekend of college football. YouTube TV, you better get that deal with Fox figured out. Sean, let them know where they can follow you.
Hey, as always, you can follow me at Sean Shine State on Twitter. And I'm not sure I shared anything on there yet. I may have shared a bits and pieces. I was sharing stuff all day. I'd like to congratulate the Kelsey Swift tandem. Congrats on the engagement. Don't forget, try not to lose my ticket to the wedding in the mail. Go ahead.
There you go.
Our podcast supports yours. But congrats to them. Congrats to you on making it to football season. And we'll see you in a week.
I saw a tweet. It said, if you would have told me 5 years ago that the guy dressed as a mummer in the Eagles first would be the best man at Taylor Swift's wedding.
Well, it's like I texted the guy, I sent a picture. I was like, hey, Kelsey wedding. And I was like, I think I texted you guys too. I was like, I don't really know what the vows are going to be like, but that best man speech is going to be great.
And I also saw the picture of Travis and Jason in their Cincinnati jerseys at the University of Cincinnati, and they're like, this guy is marrying Taylor Swift, and the other guy is a 2-time Super Bowl champion and will be the best man at Taylor Swift's wedding. So there's still hope for you.
It's just insane. But yeah, if anybody's got any hears any whispers on where the bachelor party's going to be, I'm willing to buy tickets to just watch it happen.
Yeah, I don't need to be at the party.
I don't need to be a part of it.
I just need to be observing.
That much money.
No, I don't have.
It's probably Vegas. So
probably
if you plan it near or around the wedding, go to Vegas every week before that, and you can catch the Kelseys. But
all right,
we'll see you all next week.
We'll see you all next week. You can catch me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Big Jim Sports. Make sure you're following the show. We are on Blue Sky, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook at Huddle Up Podcast, on YouTube at Huddle Up Podcast. You can get us on Instagram at Huddle Up Podcast Inc. You can get our merchandise over on our TeePublic store. Everything connected to Huddle Up Podcast is on our link tree and all of our social medias. So please make sure you go there, click there, like, subscribe, share. Great interaction tonight. We appreciate you all supporting us. Do that throughout the season. Share the show with your friends. Certainly would appreciate it. Next week, we will talk about week 2 of college football, but we will have our full NFL season preview and predictions, as we will just be 2 days away from opening night kickoff in Philadelphia that Thursday. So come back, join us next week. Until next time, stay safe, stay smart, and as always, go for the win.